You have to say, on the basis of the touring car and Porsche action, the racing here today has not quite been edge of the seat stuff, so we say a big thank you to the Minis who have provided enough excitement for an entire season. And they're back out again now in round 8 of the Dunlop Mini Miglia Challenge, and ready to be entertained are David Addison and Paul O'Neill.
Steve, thank you very much. We are set to go racing then. It is round 8 of the Dunlop Mini Miglia Challenge, and like we saw with the 7s, 2 different categories are on track. The Miglias of the 1293 CC engine slickshot cars, the Mini Libras, the second class 1380 A series engine cars that don't really fit to the Mini Miglia regulations but are very welcome indeed. Scott Kendall, race preparation expert, is on pole position, and property developer Rupert Death, the reigning champion, triple champion indeed, is alongside him. Phil Bullen-Brown lines up third, and then Colin Peacock, Mini 7 Racing Club prime mover, is on the outside of that row. Jeff Smith, touring car racer of course, 3 times a Mini 7 champion, he is next. And then Kane Astin, who has been a Mini 7 and a Mini Miglia champion, rounds out the top 6, ahead of triple Miglia champion Aaron Smith, the Land Rover mechanic, and one Andrew Jordan, the 2013 British touring car champion, and champion in this 2 years back. Kieran McDonald is next, and then Rob Howard ahead of Nick Paddy and Tony LeMay. Lee Roberts is on the 7th row of the grid alongside Larry Waugh. Mark Sims, who has been racing in Mini Miglias against Ben Hur, I think he goes back that far. He's 15th. Endaf Owens, the 2011 champion, one to watch, starting 16th, and then it's Sean King and Ben Colburn, former junior saloon car champion, to round out the Mini Miglia part of the grid. And then in Mini Libra, pole position there goes to Mini stalwart Phil Harvey, another man that's been racing these cars for decades. Les Stanton, Mini customizer, is alongside him. Then it's Hugh Turner and Julian Proctor, the road surfacing operative, pothole filler. Richard Colburn is next, with Josh Evans, the electrician, alongside him, and Lee Jones, the ex-para, now classic car restorer, rounds out the grid. And it is going to be a rather higher speed race than the Mini 7s, because they're bigger engines, Paul, because they're on racing tyres. But the principle is the same: slipstream and be entertained.
Yeah, slipstream, be entertained, four-wheel drifting, high-speed stuff. This is going to be a fantastic spectacle. What a grid, though. What a grid. The people involved in this, champions from all over the place, but a lot of people who've been involved in these championships for a long time. Some great stories.
Absolutely. There is Scott Kendall then, who is the man that prepares Jeff Smith's car, and he's the man on pole position. Again, yesterday's result, top 8 reversed. Scott Kendall raced, like quite a few of them have done, in mini stocks in his early days, and then as he got to retirement age of 16, came to race minis on the circuits. Rupert Death, the man alongside, last year's champion. He has been the 2014 champion, the 2017 champion, and there he is, number 23, slotting into place. The red car just coming to the second row of the grid on the outside. Colin Peacock, the retail research leader, and former kart racer. He has put so much time and effort into making the Mini 7 Racing Club part of this event. He has spent a vast amount of time and effort making sure that the membership are rewarded, and it's great to have them here. Long may Mini 7 Racing Club be guests at TOCA meetings, because they have certainly delivered again, just as they did at Thruxton or at Brands Hatch in seasons past, and we look forward to more of the same. But as I say, Colin Peacock deserves a fair chunk of the credit. The last car to the grid is that of Lee Jones. And then, as we had to do earlier on in the day, take one deep breath, and 20 minutes of racing is going to be underway. So, pole position to Scott Kendall. It is Rupert Death alongside him in the silver and orange car. 5-second board is displayed, and round 8 of the Dunlop Mini Miglia Challenge, supported by Mini Spares, is go. Lots of wheel spin from a couple of them. Great start by Kane Astin in the grey and yellow car to get himself up into third place. Not a mega start by Rupert Death, but it matters not, because he's already onto the tail of the race leader, which is Scott Kendall, as they round Allard for the first time. And do not avert your eyes, because as they dive into the complex, who's it going to be? Rupert Death doesn't seem to bother to brake, goes up into the lead, round the outside, flings it in.
I was laughing at the speed that it was slowing down, and then some people weren't slowing down at all. But great start. Everyone seems to have got away well, but this is where you'll hold your breath out the back.
It's like a scale electric set, they're steaming along, then suddenly flick into the corner. Right, Rupert Death it is then who leads the way, but for how much longer? Really brave stuff, because it wasn't the best of starts, was it? But look at him go.
Absolutely flat out Ash Sutton-esque start, hasn't he? He's done the field, but that is going to come into play. The slipstream will be had by everybody behind it. Everyone is going to be on it. They're bucking and bronking through Goodwood, and now they're going all the way down to Church Corner. Absolutely flat out. I don't even think there's any brake lights in these cars, because I ain't seen them yet, and they are having it. And look who's getting involved. There's Jordan, there's everyone, and now it's 2 abreast down to the club chicane.
2 abreast, make that 3 abreast. Can we get 4 as Colin Peacock tries to come up in the red car on the outside line? He's done it, has he, right round the outside? Andrew Jordan lagging back, just waiting to see what pans out ahead of him. So it's going to be Rupert Deeth in the lead at the end of the lap as they wriggle their way out of the chicane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think, in a line for the lead. So Rupert Deeth underlining why he was last year's champion. Jeff Smith up into 2nd spot as they come over the line. Unrelated Aaron Smith is 3rd, Kane Aston is 4th, Scott Campbell is down to 5th, Andrew Jordan is 6th, Colin Peacock is 7th. So good first lap by Jeff Smith, but Andrew Jordan again biding his time, working out where he wants to be at the end of 20 minutes, but Deeth leads and Jeff Smith flicks the car through the complex in 2nd place.
Yeah, Jeff Smith is pretty spectacular in these cars, and remember Jeff Smith and Andrew Jordan were teammates at Eurotech back in the day, so I want to see them scrapping, and that probably will happen. So keep your eyes on Andrew Jordan, but keep your eyes on everyone actually, because they're having it.
Interesting, isn't it? The BTCC is acting as a feeder series for Mini Miglia racing. It's got to be a good championship if it can do that. Right, Deeth in the lead then. Jeff Smith to the inside line. Triple Mini 7 champion, so he knows exactly what he's doing in a Mini. These, though, the more powerful version. He's moved up a category this year. And he's right there on the back as the Mini Libra field turns through. It was Les Stanton leading at the end of the opening lap as out of church they come, and Jeff Smith's got it all loose at the back.
Oh wow, have they actually got rear tyres on these cars? That was unbelievable. But that big slide for Smith has put him in now the clutches of Smith. But look, we've got more people having a go, and this is what Jordan wants because he's going to get involved. How's this going to end?
Right, round the outside goes Aaron Smith, so he takes over the race lead this time. Deeth is 2nd, Jeff Smith is 3rd, and everybody else is 4th, I think, as they come out of the chicane. Right there behind them in the grey and yellow car is Kane Aston. Andrew Jordan next. What's going on in Mini Libra? There they are. Les Stanton comes through just ahead of Josh Evans, tucked up behind him. He was on the 3rd row of the grid, the electrician. 4 times a winner this year, Josh Evans, and he makes his move as they go down towards Allard. Right, up the complex.
Wow, this is my bit. I love the combat. Look at, absolutely, just fling it in. Jordan round the outside in the 77. Go AJ. He loves this place. He loves these minis, and he loves high speed, big combat. This is proper stuff. Now we're getting involved.
And I think there was a little gesticulation there, wasn't there, to say, right, come on, stop playing. Let's work together. Let's get back up with those cars ahead. Kane Aston sitting there behind him. 7 champion, Miglia champion, double winner this year. The man that runs a property lettings company there, he is number 11, Kane Aston. Scott Kendall, the man that was on pole position, has dropped to the back of the queue, but that's the beauty of that reverse grid, isn't it?
Yeah, excellent. And this reverse grid really works, doesn't it, in this formula, this proper stuff. Look at that, Jordan down the inside. Oh, little left foot brake, flick of the brake lights, and he's now up to 3rd. But look at this, he's cut sideways and he's pulling the whole train with him. You told me this wouldn't be as good as the 7s. This is mint.
Absolutely so. To the outside line is Deeth, to the inside line is Jeff Smith. Andrew Jordan now goes to the outside line, so that now puts Aaron Smith on the inside. Jeff Smith under huge pressure, still hangs on to the lead. Andrew Jordan goes 2nd then. Don't forget his dad won the 7 race. No pressure, Andrew. Up towards the line they come. And Jeff Smith, well, he's been shuffled up and down the order, but as they cross the line this time, it is Jeff Smith in the lead. It's Andrew Jordan in 2nd, and then in 3rd place Aaron Smith, and Scott Kendall, that I said had dropped to 8th, is now back up to 4th.
Oh, I can't wait for this, because Jeff Smith always says to me he's the fastest person around Thruxton, and Andrew Jordan would laugh at that because he was the boy when he was in touring cars round here. But Jeff Smith, I've got to say, he's a brave man. But Jordan, for me, is going to sniff this one out. It's going to be battle royale.
Yeah, Andrew Jordan was always captain car control around here, wasn't he? And we're about to see, I think, why, as they head towards that fastest part of the circuit. So, as Paul rightly says, they were teammates in the Eurotech days when owned by the Jordan family. Jeff eventually bought the team, remember? He leads at the moment. Andrew Jordan is behind him in 2nd place. Aaron Smith now 3rd, number 21 there. 4th, it is Scott Kendall. 5th now, Kane Aston. Down to 6th has been shuffled Rupert Deeth, who was on the front row there going through in the silver and orange car. But don't suggest that he's going to sit there for another 14 minutes. He'll wriggle his way back up the order. Out of church they come, up Woodard Hill they come. And now let's see who goes where, because Jeff Smith is giving the biggest toe possible to Andrew Jordan, who now dives up the inside, but a double toe to Aaron Smith. He goes to the outside. Scott Kendall tries to make it 4 wide, coming up to the chicane. They've done it. Fantastic. Scott Kendall got it sideways. And Aaron Smith comes through in the lead. Kendall is up to 2nd, Jordan is 3rd, Smith was 4th, but Kane Aston is 4th. Fantastic!
What on earth just happened down at the club chicane? I mean, I've commentated on Ginetta Juniors and everything. This was unbelievable. Look round the outside again. Smith has gone from hero to zero.
And there are still 13 3/4 minutes of the race to go. This was what it's all about.
Yeah, all the way through the chicane, just keeping the throttle wide open. Jeff Smith, to be fair, could have got in the back of Jordan. What's gone on here? Jordan's up to, is he second?
Ish. There's a lot of ish in this race.
2.5.
Yeah, quite. I think that was purely just the switch through the complex. It looked like he was having a moment, but Aaron Smith leads Andrew Jordan, and then you've got Scott Kendall back up into third, number 78, and he's getting a tow now, the man that prepares Jeff Smith's car. Well, he's ahead of his customer. That's bad form.
That's never what you want, is it? To be fair, they run an amazing outfit, and yeah, I just think they want to race. Kane Aston, that was a nice little overlap, but that's not going to work. Look at this shot through Church. This is unreal. You'll see flick of brake lights. Kane Aston down the inside, gets that done, but doesn't even just get it done. Nearly has Jordan as well on the entry. Look at the kick. Look at them sliding. Unreal.
Right. So how many's that for the lead? It's 5, and Rupert Deek makes it 6. He's now back up with Jeff Smith. The next wave, if you like, is being headed by Ben Colburn in the green car up from the 9th row, and then Colin Peacock behind him. So Andrew Jordan leads into the chicane. Is this his first lap in the lead? It's not like touring cars, Andrew, where you get a lap for leading point. Over the line they come, and it is going to be in Mini Libra, a little bit further back out of the chicane. The car's catching Rob Howard's Mini Miglia train that he had. Right, Jordan, Aaron Smith, Kane Aston, Scott Kendall comes next, Jeff Smith 5th, Rupert Deeth was 6th, and we had one all over the grass there.
Roberts it was.
It was indeed, you're quite right. Larry Ward goes through, and then behind him is Josh Evans in 4.74. He's the leading Libra driver.
Kane Aston is looking proper Larry to me. He ain't going to take this sitting down. Look at the ball, cocking a leg. I absolutely love it. Love this. This is proper. This is going to be proper.
Right, replay here of big slides coming through the chicane for Lee Roberts.
Mine, yours, He got away with it though, didn't
He missed everything solid. Right, Andrew Jordan still leads the way from Aaron Smith in 2nd place. These two have had some really good battles in Miglia racing. Aaron Smith, a triple champion, the 32-year-old Land Rover mechanic, sitting right on the tail of Andrew Jordan. So here's somebody that's won the British Touring Car Championship, but he is being made to work so hard for this.
Wow, I just honestly cannot believe the slides through Church. He's flat to the balls. Look at this now. He's got a proper run. I want to see some, oh my word, you don't want to turn the steering wheel that hard in one of these cars. Look at that, you get a side draft from this. He could take the lead from this one, and Kane Aston wants a bit as well.
To the outside line goes Smith. Jordan brakes as late as he dares, and he hangs on to it. They scrabble through the chicane. The dangerous one, in a sense, there is Ben Colburn, because he's just chipped away from 18th on the grid, and he's into the mix as we've lost now 2.72 out of the Libra. That's Lee Jones, so the former para out of the race. Up into 2nd place, flings Kane Aston up the inside.
He's my fave at the minute. He really wants this, does Aston. That is proper driving. He's trying to shock him into the overtakes, and Jordan just can't get away, just understeered past that apex. But anyway, it doesn't matter what you do in these things. You understeer, oversteer, get on the grass, come back on the track, you can still win this race.
You've driven one of these, haven't you? You did a track test years ago. They're a bit of kit.
One of the best cars I have ever driven for fun. It was unbelievable. The gear stick tries to bite your hand off, and I could not even imagine, as they go side by side through Noble, driving round here. No thanks.
Ben Colburn, look in the background, another place gain. There he is, number 55. He's gone ahead of the pole man, Scott Kendall. Ben Colburn, very accomplished driver, whether it's in minis, whether it's in historics. He came through junior saloons, won the championship into Clio's. So as this lot are tripping over themselves and squabbling, he could get up with them, couldn't he?
Wow, yeah. How much hybrid have they got left?
So up Woodham Hill comes Andrew Jordan then in the lead, but giving the tow to Kane Aston's grey and yellow car. Aaron Smith tries to get out of the draft, and to the other side Jeff Smith looks for a clear bit of real estate. Aston takes over the lead this time. Smith 2nd, Jordan's down to 3rd.
Wow, how's that happened? That must have been a tow and a bad run for Jordan out of Church, but sometimes you can get perfect run and it just doesn't happen for you. So these are having it. This is unbelievable stuff. This is a great, I love this class as well. Libra's brilliant.
You need to be a podiatrist in this. It's all about toes, isn't it? Out of Allard they come then, and now Aaron Smith makes another move up the inside of Kane Aston, heading into the complex. He's done it. He's got the job done on the inside line. Brakes as late as he dares. Smith back in the lead.
Wow, this is proper. I'm surprised at what's going on here, because they'll be getting a countdown on the board and they'll be thinking, please, I don't need any more minutes of this. They just want to break away, but they're just not going to. But Jordan now, he's struggling. This is a move. This is proper stuff around the outside. Aston gets it done. That's impressive.
Nicely done. Very nicely done. Yeah, Kane Aston goes through, but Aaron Smith doesn't drop away. He just stays on his tail, doesn't he? So Aaron Smith now potentially to get the toe heading up the hill. Jordan Smith, and look who's back with them. Rupert Death, who was falling away early on his fifth. Jordan there for a move on the inside.
Wow, here we go then, down to Church. Jordan, watch the flick of the brake light. Watch the rear end squirm. He turns in. Will he go across the front of him? Gets it done. He's up to second, and now look at this. The leader must be looking in his rear view going, not again, Andrew, go, go, go. And that is going to be a change for the lead. Or is it? Death could come up here.
He could, couldn't it? Because he's going to get a toe off everybody. 3 wide, 4 wide for the lead. Round the outside goes Jeff Smith, who doesn't bother to break. He's got it sideways. He saved it. Go on, Jeff. Through the chicane, he's done it. He's still in the right direction, and Jeff Smith leads. How on earth he has done that, we'll get back to you. End of the lap, Andrew Jordan leads the way, and the testicularly enhanced Jeff Smith goes across the timing line in 4th.
Oh, wow. Well, he's backed off a bit because he knew he jumped it, but watch this. Smith comes from nowhere in the red car, middle of your screen. He looks like he's turning 90 left. Look at that. Round the outside, and he thinks, well, I don't know where to brake now because everyone's got the rears lock up, full throttle, catches it. I think he could have gone for that. Oh, that was proper. Look at that for a camera shot. That's like something off Grand Theft Auto on the PlayStation.
That is fantastic. He came out in the lead. He couldn't hang on to it. He lost the momentum anyway, but wow, what a move. Brave stuff, Jeff. You're 5th. Well done. Right, try again. Next lap. He'll get another toe, and he knows what not to do.
I've never seen anything like this, and I'm sorry for laughing. It's just unbelievable. As a driver, I know what these things are like, and it is proper stuff. Love it.
4.74, the leading Libra. It's a bit calmer in the Libras. Josh Evans, it is, ahead in the class at the moment. It was Jeff Smith that coined the boom word, wasn't it? When he did his pole lap, when he got his first touring car pole. That was a boom.
That was a big boom. And here's another boom. Look at this. Jordan. Oh, a little hello. Have some of that grass. Whoa, what's going on here? This is getting a bit naughty. We like this, don't we? Yes.
So Smith on the inside, Andrew Jordan with the pointy elbows on the outside. Here comes another demon Jeff Smith move. Look, he's back up into 3rd and hangs on to it this time. Death is down to 4th, Kane Aston 5th. 6.5 minutes to go. Now, what's happened behind them? Scott Kendall has dropped away 6th, and then 7th is Ben Colburn. And this little battle, Rob Howard at the head of it. This is for 10th place. He's up the curve, and he hangs on to it.
I love it just for 10th place, but I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll properly hang it out and have some big sideways action through the chicane. Absolutely unbelievable. Jordan, he must be so fit at the minute. I bet he's fitter now driving these things than he did BTCC cars. Unbelievable.
He'll be grey, I'll tell you that. So, Andrew Jordan coming up towards Seagrave now, and right there behind him is Aaron Smith. Jeff Smith, 3rd, Rupert Death is 4th, and this time it's Aaron Smith who works out where he can make that move.
I'll tell you what's going to happen here. Jeff Houdini Smith is going to have another go at that chicane, because they're going to slow each other up, these two. If they don't get a good run through Noble here and then into Goodwood, Jeff's going to be right on it. This is going to be special, this. Can't wait.
Aaron Smith to the inside line. Andrew Jordan, we know, can be jolly defensive on the run up Woodham Hill. So let's see what he does this time. Jeff Smith just sitting there, getting a good view of it. Now, where was Kane Aston out of all of this? We've lost Kane Aston, have we not? So what was 5 for the lead has become 4. And he has dropped a long way back, and he's in the pit lane, in fact, so we've lost him from that leading train, which is a real shame. Right, Aaron Smith on the outside of Andrew Jordan. Jeff Smith not quite as brave as we thought.
No, I think he's learnt his lesson, breaking 58 years too late, but you can see these guys. Smith is properly on it now. He wants a bit of this, but Jordan ain't going to hold off. There's no way Jordan is going to be in the lead for the rest of this.
I think you're absolutely right. And Jeff Smith is right there with them. We've had a change further back, look, because now Kieran McDonald, the former karate champion in the orange car, has gone through ahead of number 72 of Rob Howard, so he's chopped his way ahead. They come over the coming over the timing line. Nick Paddy is next in the queue to round out the top 10, and then there's more of them trying to go 3 wide. Contact as well. Tony LeMay skips the chicane, tyres get spat everywhere. Oh dear, and Larry Waugh is the man that ended up headbutting the tyre stack, firing them across the road. Go on, Larry. But he's also opened up the chicane for the next lap for the leaders.
Yeah, well, Jeff Smith will be happy with that. He'll be able to get through it this time.
Yeah, he can brake on the A303 now.
I hope he gets going, because they could run this race with that chicane like that. I don't think that will be a problem. The last thing we need is a safety car for this. But look, Jordan now defensive. This is where Smith comes into play, because they're so defensive going into Church. Jeff Smith will be able to take the right line. He's taking Deeth with him. And this now is going to be a yellow flag situation, maybe down on the chicane, because I can see green flashing lights on the exit of the chicane. They've got him out of the way. Fair play.
Well done, Marshals. Yeah, good stuff. That thankfully there was a little access point, easy to get the car out of harm's way. So Jordan leads into the chicane. Still 3.5 minutes of the race to go. Now let's see how much more curb they take. The savvy ones will suddenly think, yeah, look, nothing in the way anymore.
Yeah, they're all racing drivers, them, aren't they? So this is how it happened then. Jeff Smith in the red car around the outside, but no, sorry, that was Roberts, wasn't it? We're looking at a different one. That headbutt, it was, I'll cross it in and I'll dive in header of the rest of it. And thank goodness that he actually hit it that hard. It fired it all out the way. They're strong, these minis, aren't they?
They are. And offside there is Josh Evans, who was leading in Mini Libra. It's almost camouflaged that on the grass. You can barely see the number. I can't see a car. Come on, back on the black bit, please. Right, Aaron Smith is the leader, ahead of Andrew Jordan. 3 minutes of the race to go. And Jeff Smith thinks, I'm not done yet, you know. Fourth, it is Rupert Deeth, and Scott Kendall, fifth, is still just about in the mix as well. That's Larry Waugh, sadly, out of the race after taking that headbutt against the tar stack.
Yeah, well, at least it's in a safe place. But yeah, the Libras have been absolutely fantastic. I've really enjoyed the Libra, because I know it's an easier entry, isn't it, and a bit of a cheaper way of going racing, with a fantastic engine, to be fair as well.
It is, and it just underlines the popularity for the Mini, doesn't it? Andrew Jordan back in the lead, absolutely sends it on the inside, going out of Village through Church Corner now. And he has got Aaron Smith right behind him, who now starts to plan that last lap, doesn't he? So he goes into second place, but he works out where he can make the pass.
The best bit for me is Jeff Smith in third. I just know he is going to try and take the chicane in 9th gear on the last lap, isn't he, and try and win this. So don't worry about the front two, worry about him. Jeff Smith, Houdini, he's having it.
Yeah, the Jeff Smith line. When he gets to the grandstand, brake, then turn. That was just some move a couple of 3 laps back, wasn't it? There's one more lap to go at the end of this, I would offer you, looking at the clock. So 2 to run. Andrew Jordan is leading the way from Aaron Smith. Is Andrew going to be in the right place at the right time? Not if Aaron Smith or Jeff Smith or Rupert Deeth, who's had a relatively calm race there in 4th position, has anything to say about it. And I wouldn't rule Rupert Deeth out of this yet. He knows exactly how to win these races.
Yeah, and that's the way, especially round here, isn't it? Oh, move for the lead. Oh, that's close. Jeff Smith's going to love that. He can smell blood now. He really can, because as they go up to Noble, look at what that's done to Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith, is that an indicator from Jeff? He's saying, I'm going to turn left really fast without braking. Now watch this. This is what we want to see. Now we've got Jordan, and Jeff Smith is going to be having this down at the chicane. What a move.
That's brave stuff by Jeff Smith, wasn't it? Round the outside at Noble, the inside line going into Goodwood. So he's got it done, and there'll be one more lap to go at the end of this. Aaron Smith, though, is not going to be content just to sit in 3rd place. And there, look, Scott Kendall gets up the inside to retake 4th away from Rupert Deeth, who goes out wide as they come out of the corner. So these 5 are about to start the last lap. You do not want to lead on the last lap, so Andrew Jordan might let Jeff Smith go. I don't want to know where he's going.
No. He knows where Jeff Smith's going to go.
Well, that's true. We've got another car then stranded on Woodham Hill, and the shame there is that that's into the braking zone. Yellow flag might just preclude overtaking into the chicane on the last lap.
Yes, but that'll make them try harder out the back, because they know that will be one of the chances that has gone now. So, yeah, Jordan will have seen that, will like the look of it, because he's so fast out the back. Jeff Smith now will absolutely just keep it pinned now.
Last lap, Aaron Smith will keep it absolutely pinned. Andrew Jordan up front will keep it pinned. Here comes Smith A, round the outside of Smith J for 2nd place. Out, that was the Rickard Rydell line, pioneered many, many years ago. Round the outside for Campbell, inside for Cobb. Job done. Up into 2nd place goes Aaron Smith, and Jeff Smith thinks, here, hang on a minute, I'm being attacked by Scott Kendall now. That wasn't in my plan.
That was never in the script, but Jeff Smith will be devastated at that, but he needed to get it done. Aaron Smith needed that done now, and look, he's closing up. Jordan understeering past the apex. This is game on. It needs to be now. It needs to be into Church. It's going to happen. Jordan hits the curb, and he's bounced wide. This is it.
It is Andrew Jordan then on the run to the checkered flag, who leads the way. Right there behind him is Aaron Smith. Jeff Smith trying to work out which side he can go as well. Through Church they flick. They don't so much turn, do they? And so the Swift Tune-powered car, Nick Swift's company, the engine aboard Andrew Jordan's car, is it going to be strong enough to keep him in the lead? Here comes Aaron Smith to get a tow, heading up Woodham Hill. Let's hope there are no yellow flags there to preclude the drama, because there is a yellow flag, but was he ahead at the time? 3 wide into the chicane, Jordan's ahead. Jeff Smith gets up the inside of Aaron Smith. He goes second, but Andrew Jordan has fended them all off out of the chicane. Andrew Jordan versus Jeff Smith, the run to the line. Jeff tries to get up the inside, but it is Andrew Jordan who wins a tremendous race. Jeff Smith second, Aaron Smith third, Rupert Death fourth, Scott Kendall is fifth, and Colin Peacock had a grandstand view of it all in sixth. We're not done yet. Kieran McDonald is through just ahead of Rob Howard, and then behind them is Nick Paddy. That is going to be for 8th, 9th and 10th places behind Ben Colburn, who never quite got up with the leaders in the end. Fantastic stuff. And then a little bit further back in Mini Libra, the rest come through. It is Richard Colburn in the lead in 2:19, but maybe not for much longer, because getting up with him in number 123 is Hugh Turner, and the red car of Hugh Turner has gone through into the lead, coming into the chicane.
So I think that there's been a couple of overtakes actually for the through yellow flags.
Right. Okay, so whether Hugh Turner's lead stands, it could have been that Richard Colburn backed off for the yellow and got mugged. No doubt that will be discussed post-race, but on track, the first Libra car over the line is Hugh Turner, second Richard Colburn, and third Les Stanton. What a race, eh?
I tell you what, thank you for turning up, Mini, because them 2 races were brilliant and lovely for the Jordan family. That is brilliant to see, and you know, they've been driving for years and they still turn up and they give it their all. Beautiful.
We haven't had any silly driving. We haven't had a single track limit message on our message page on the screen. Everybody respects everybody else. One of the nice things about this, and you picked up on it maybe as we were talking through the grid and about people's occupations, there's nobody coming into this with a mega budget. And so if they haven't got the money to repair a car, chances are the bloke alongside hasn't, and it's proper clean racing.
Beautiful.
Andrew Jordan wins round 8 of the Dunlop Mini Miglia Challenge. He does the double this weekend. Jeff Smith second, Aaron Smith third ahead of Rupert Death and Scott Kendall. Colin Peacock 6th from Ben Colburn and Kieran McDonald. Rob Howard 9th, and the top 10 completed by Nick Paddy. In 11th place, Sean King ahead of Mark Sims and then Tony LeMay. The first Libra car over the line was Hugh Turner's ahead of Richard Colburn and then Les Stanton. Julian Proctor was 17th ahead of Lee Roberts, we lost towards the end sadly. Josh Evans was another one but retired. Larry Wall with a bit of damage we lost at the chicane. And also in the wars, Kane Astin sadly and Lee Jones, Phil Bullen Brown, and Endaf Owens has had a torrid weekend, retired yesterday and retired early today. But at the chicane, there are lots of applause, understandably, for the drivers who have entertained royally. And Andrew Jordan, the winner, by 0.143 of a second. And he can reflect on yet another race win around Thruxton right after this break.
The Mini Miglia Challenge didn't disappoint, neither did the big names. Andrew Jordan leading Aaron Smith and Jeff Smith at the final corner. Andrew Jordan, the former touring car champion, won like his father Mike did earlier in the day, but applause all round this Thruxton circuit. Fantastic stuff from the Mini Miglia runners, Andrew Jordan, Jeff Smith and Aaron Smith, and it'll be great to hear their reaction after that.
Yeah, a fantastic double win for the Jordan family today. And can I just say a thank you on behalf of us who were jumping up and down and shouting in our production wagon. That was such fun.
A busy race. It's the actual driving around here isn't very hard because it's pretty much flat everywhere, bar the complex and the chicane. But the racing and the strategic side, where you want to catch someone with the toe, is quite busy. So the yellow flags made it a bit tricky because it took one of the key overtaking places from Church. And so I'd been messing around side drafting Aaron, so I knew if he got alongside I could slow him down enough. So, but still crossing the line with 1 lap to go, I was like, don't know if I want to be leading or not. And luckily there was the yellow flag up the back straight still, so yeah, I think I had enough on him on the inside anyway. So.
And at times it seemed like you were having to put more effort into that than you did back in the day when you were winning races and championships in the British touring cars.
We give each other maybe a little bit more room at times in this, but that's what I really like. Is obviously I do a lot of historic stuff, and sometimes there's not the kind of edginess that there was in the British touring cars. But you get that with this, you know, some hard racing, the odd rub here and there, but yeah, fantastic. It's nice to come back to the paddock actually, see some friendly faces and put on a good show with this. But yeah, brilliant. Swift-Tune, you need a good engine around here, and they gave me one this weekend.
That's a double mention for Swift-Tune. Your dad got one in as well. And Hugh, I mean, that was a fantastic race, wasn't it? A little bit quieter for you in the Libres.
Yep. First ever class win, so I'm super chuffed. Been with the Mini Club for 3 years, super friendly club. Just really enjoyed it. So I used to sprint and hill climb, more time on track, doing the racing, and just really, really good fun. A really friendly club.
This is quite a scary circuit by all accounts, isn't it?
It's the first time I've ever been here, and it was a bit scary in qualifying, first time I'd ever driven it. But as the weekends progressed, I've got slightly quicker. There were a few minis that didn't start through to, because of a crash. But yeah, it's been good fun, and really enjoyed it.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm just going to grab a quick word because I've got to ask Jeff Smith about that move at the chicane. Well, that wasn't really a move, was it? That was a flight.
I was practicing what I was going to do on the last lap, Lou, when there was 3 or 4 in front of me. And it was probably pushing it a little bit too much. Probably the braking point was about 20 metres before that, I think. But I caught it.
It was hugely entertaining. The whole race was hugely entertaining. So great to see you all. See you again sometime. Right, we are going to head off for a break now, but when we come back, you can hear those Formula cars heading out. They'll be racing on track.